Described as a playable documentary, Riot recreates real-life riot scenes where you get to choose your side. The studio has said that the game should give you the sensation of control versus freedom, giving each character different stats in terms of how they react. It will be interesting to see how developer Leonard Minciari, previously from Valve, tackles the issues of riots. Not sure how the team will be able to recreate it on both sides of the protest line, but it's definitely an interesting concept and one to watch. It's coming out on PC, Mac, Linux, iOS and Android. Initially, TowerFall Ascension came out on Ouya exclusively alongside the console's launch last June, but now it's making its way to PS4 and Windows PC with some new content added to the original handful of modes, such as Co-op Quest. Matt Thorson brings you this intense 4-player archery combat platformer, which all looks ridiculously manic, but a lot of fun. It's inspired by Super Smash Bros. And GoldenEye 007, so if that doesn't pique your interest, I don't know what will. You really can't take much from this trailer, but it is a teaser after all. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is a horror game inspired by weird fiction stories and tales of macabre in the early 20th century, all cemented with some really gorgeous graphics. You're a detective with the ability to visualize crime scenes and solve the crimes. The Polish studio has brought in photogrammetry to take on the visual world of Ethan Carter, which basically means taking the measurement of the environment and objects from photos rather than laser scanning. In an interview with Edge, the studio has said play this one at night, alone, and with headphones. Oh god. Developer Chris Davis bought the Escapists to Kickstarter last year and got it successfully funded. So successful, in fact, that it's got over $4,000 more than he asked for. This prison break game will have you crafting, using the environment, building relationships with other convicts or guards, and hopefully working your way out of the prison through an escape tunnel. Due to its great bit of backing, level editor mode and multiplayer features have also been promised. It's been recently picked up by Team 17, the geniuses behind the Worms series, so we'll have to wait and see what they bring to the table. The game's expected to come out in the summer, and this early footage looks pretty damn fun. Mercenary Kings is already out on Steam Early Access, created by the indie studio Tribute Games, which was in fact started by a team of ex-Ubisoft employees. They've previously worked on Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, and this time it's a frantic side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, and the way it looks will have you feeling all reminiscent if you're a fan of the Metal Slug series. Not only that, but it's got a plump crafting system that gives you access to 300 different parts and some body armor upgrading too. This 2D action game looks like hours of fun. It's heading to PS4 in April. This one's been talked about since 2011, and as you can see from this trailer, it's a bit of an Adventure Time and Cartoon Network 90s era mashup, and that's freaking awesome. Who doesn't want that? This side-scrolling shooter from Capybara will be coming to Xbox 360 and Xbox One as you become part of an insane time-travelling crew with all different talents. One of the first titles coming through ID at Xbox, you get 30 lives and you'll definitely die, but the concept is that you can come back and team up with the ghost version of your former self. Weird? Great? Weird and great. From the creators of Bastion, Supergiant Games is bringing the follow-up, Transistor. As the player, you control Red, a singer who has got hold of the Transistor, a very powerful sword, which has led to a team of assassins pursuing her. As well as being full of free movement, you've also got planning mode, which allows you to pause and survey to plan your moves, a very helpful trick. It's expected for release on PC and PS4 in 2014, with other versions lined up for later. But this time round, Supergiant is heading to Sony after it brought Bastion to Microsoft last time. Invisible Inc, formerly known as Incognita, is a turn-based tactical espionage game from Riot Entertainment. These are the same guys that bought players Don't Stave, but now the studio are turning their hand to some spy action. You've got to hack into different systems in order to steal data and anything else you might find useful before you run out of time or get caught. It's unsure whether it will come out in 2014, but either way it looks awesome. It's shaping up for a PC release, but fingers crossed it has a go on consoles too. Now, the top two in this list have something in common. It's procedural generated features. They're clearly the dish of the day and everyone's at it, and why not? It makes your games playable to the extreme. Anyway, No Man's Sky, a sci-fi game set in an infinite procedural universe, debuted at VGX last year, and it looks vibrant and beautiful. You can literally discover a planet on your own, and only by visiting it yourself does it open up for others. But there's no rule about having to explore. If you want, you can stick at the first planet you come across. Unfortunately, developer Hello Games were hit by floods, which no doubt set them back a bit, but hopefully this one will still get a 2014 release. I can't wait to see what they come up with. So, number 1, Starbound, the 2D adventure platformer set in a sandbox universe, comes from UK indie studio Chucklefish, and although this one came out at the end of last year for Windows, OS X and Linux, it's still in beta mode. And it's also expected for PS4, PS3 and PS Vita, so it makes the 2014 list, as a lot more is expected from this game. Starbound works with procedural generated weapons, environments and creatures, so no two plays of the game will lead to the same path, which means you can play it over and over and over again. There's also a ridiculous amount of things to do in it too. Coined as a mix between Minecraft and Terraria, you can get distracted by lots of little side ideas. You're going to want to pay attention to this one, it's going to be huge.